Breaking news coming in this hour. It's shocking insensitivity. 17 Uttar Pradesh MLAs are on an 18-day study tour to Europe, even as the people of the state grapple with the aftermath of communal riots. The leaders will tour Istanbul, The Hague, Amsterdam, London, Greece and UAE at a time when the state government is facing flack for mismanagement of Muzaffarnagar riots, where thousands of people remain displaced. Azam Khan and Raja Bhaiya are among the prominent leaders of the state who left for the junket on Tuesday. All right, for more, let's get in a word from our correspondents tracking this big story for us. Amir Haq is joining us from Lucknow. Also with us, our correspondent Pankaj Upadhyay, who's joining us from Muzaffarnagar. I'm going to come to you first. Amir, what's the Uttar Pradesh government's explanation for this paid holiday?
Well, Simi, they say it's a study tour that was organized about a month before. It was not something that has come up just now. But the fact is that these 17-member delegation has gone on an 18-day tour to Europe. They'll be visiting about 5 countries, including the UK, the Netherlands, Turkey, and also UAE. Each of these members have taken along some 2 lakh rupees with themselves as foreign exchange for the purchasing therein. And on the face of it, although they say that it's going to be a study tour to study the political institutions in these countries, and the delegation obviously is being led by Urban Development Minister Azam Khan.
Right.
The fact is that it looks like more of a junket and a holiday than a study tour, because obviously there are arrangements for sightseeing in Europe as well. Also, the state government will be incurring an expenditure of about 1 crore rupees in this junket.
Right. Amit, stay on with us. Let's also get in a word from Rita Bahuguna Joshi, Congress spokesperson from Uttar Pradesh, who's joining us on the phone line. Ms. Bahuguna Joshi, your first reaction. We believe that leaders of the Samajwadi Party, MLAs, including Raja Bhaiya and Azam Khan, are touring Amsterdam, The Hague, London, Greece and UAE at a time when riot victims in Muzaffarnagar are battling for their life. All right, we seem to have lost that connection with Rita Bahuguna Joshi. We'll try and reconnect and get a reaction from her. Let's get back to our reporters Amir Haq and Pankaj Upadhyay, who are joining us from Lucknow and Muzaffarnagar. I'm going to come to you now, Pankaj. You've been speaking to riot victims on a daily basis. They've been accused of speaking to the LET and trying to tie up with them. What is their reaction to something like this?
Simi, last night I visited Sanchak village. Now this is the same village where people were forced to stay in the graveyard. Now 125 families are somehow managing to continue with their lives in the nearby villages in freezing cold condition. Even as I'm talking to you right now, it's freezing cold. Temperatures are going below normal. And at this point of time, when the riot victims get the news that their so-called Netas, for whom they had voted and put them in the seat of power, would be enjoying themselves, would be sightseeing, would be incurring so much of pressure on the exchequer. One wonders, that what these Netas are really composed of. Here, no wonder they are so much cut off from the realities of what life is all about. In Muzaffarnagar, riot victims were crying last evening in Sanchak village, saying that at least the government should have taken care. The big Netas talk big. At least they should have come to Sanchak village to understand their problems and see what they were going through.
Absolutely. Pankaj, stay on with us. Let's also get in a word from Rita Bahuguna Joshi. I believe we can go across to her now. Ms. Joshi, your first reaction, as if the Sefai Mahotsav wasn't enough, this is adding salt to the wounds.
Well, regarding this tour by the legislators, I view it in 2 ways. You see, traditionally, legislators and parliamentarians have been going out on study tours just to understand the system of governance in different countries and to see how infrastructure is developing. But recently we have seen that they're becoming like excursions. Now, this is not right to spend public money on excursions and holidaying. If it was combined with some useful study tour, it was okay. And especially at a time when...
But Rita Bahuguna Joshi, the point here is not whether they're actually learning something constructive on this tour while they're touring these 5 countries. Point is that their state is battling a severe crisis at this point. And here you have 17-member delegation of legislators and ministers from the state going on a paid holiday.
Yeah, you didn't let me complete. I said I view it from 2 ways. Now, the first way is the traditional way. Now, as far as this recent tour is concerned, I'm opposed to it, because UP has faced a terrible catastrophe in Muzaffarnagar. Thousands were displaced and dozens of people died, and in such circumstances, if the state government is holding Mahotsavs and it's senior politicians, 8 ministers and senior leaders are going on 18-day tour, I think it's wholly unnecessary and not moralistic to do this. Personally, I feel that it is out of place and they should not have gone.
Absolutely. Ms. Bahugana Joshi, will you also raise this issue with the Chief Minister in Uttar Pradesh?
Certainly, I will write to him. And obviously the media is already showing their unhappiness. But I will also raise it with my own party, because a legislator, a senior leader from my party is also accompanying. I think it was wholly unnecessary to go at a time when the state was passing through such crisis.
Right, and Ms. Bahugana Joshi, what is the Congress doing to help Muzaffarnagar riot victims? We are all lashing out at the Samajwadi Party government for its complete inability. But as a party, what's your response been?
No, I was very happy to read yesterday that after Sri Rahul Gandhi's second visit, after the first visit of the Prime Minister and Rahul ji, Sonia ji, 2 lakh rupees per person was given additional through the UP government to the victims, and what was being kept on the camps. But yesterday, I was very happy to read that the Ministry of Minority Affairs is extending different kinds of facilities to not only to the victims but also to those who have been affected by the riots, and in terms of extending loans and giving houses and upgrading skills for employment. I think that good work is being done by the central government after Rahulji's second visit, and it will be very helpful.
Right, and Rita Bahugana Joshi, what's your reaction to the Saifai Mahotsav that's been going on? We believe that Bollywood celebrities will be flying in today to participate in the grand function.
As far as Mahotsav is concerned, at this juncture, I think it was not at all appropriate and proper for the government to go through such a cultural bonanza. And moreover, also in a normal time, I feel that cultural festivals should not be organized in the way, like Bollywood is being invited and all sorts of modern and recent music is being played, that dances are being...
Right. All right, Ms. Rita Bahugana Joshi, thanks so much for speaking to Headlines today. Let's also get in a word from BJP's Lakshmikant Bajpai, who's joining us on the phone line. Thanks so much for speaking to Headlines today, Mr. Bajpai. Your first reaction at a time when thousands of people have been displaced, they're grappling for their life, battling a bitter winter at relief camps. Ministers of the Akhilesh Yadav government are on a paid holiday to 5 countries.
मैं इससे सहमत हूं कि वर्तमान में जो परिस्थिति प्रदेश में है, ऐसे में जन निर्वाचित जनप्रतिनिधियों का विदेश जाना अपने क्षेत्र की जनता को छोड़कर ये निश्चित तौर पर लोकतंत्र के लिए एक अच्छी शुरुआत नहीं है। यूं विदेश जाना, अध्ययन करके आना अच्छा विषय है, लेकिन इस समय जबकि भयंकर सर्दी के कारण जनता परेशान, प्रदेश की सामान्य स्थिति भी ठीक न होना, और ऐसे में निर्वाचित जनप्रतिनिधियों का अपने क्षेत्र से नहीं देश से बाहर जाना, ये किसी भी दृष्टि से उचित नहीं कहा जा सकता।
All right, you're saying that this isn't the proper way for a legislator to behave considering what's happening in their state. But sir, what would you say about leaders of the Bharatiya Janata Party who've been travelling from Karnataka?
ये कर्नाटक के बारे में कर्नाटक की परिस्थिति के अनुसार वहाँ के लोग निर्णय लें। सैद्धांतिक दृष्टि से मैं सहमत हूँ कि विदेश जाकर अध्ययन करने के लिए भी जा रहे हैं, पार्लियामेंट्री सिस्टम का, सिविक सिस्टम का, तो उचित है, लेकिन ये समय उचित नहीं है। इस समय इसको टाला जाना चाहिए था और फिर चुनाव के बाद किसी उपयुक्त समय पर जाना चाहिए था, ऐसा मेरा मत है।
Right, Mr. Bajpai, do you think it's okay for elected representatives to go on a paid holiday when the state government is paying out of its own coffers? It's the exchequer's money that's being used here.
इसमें सामान्यतः सारा व्यय संबंधित विधायक करते हैं, मंत्रियों का और अधिकारियों का व्यय सरकार अपने खाते से करती है, जो मुझे पुरानी जानकारी है।
No, but Mr. Bajpai, on this trip we do know that the state administration is also spending almost 2 lakh rupees per person.
जनता के धन से यदि व्यय होकर विधायक जा रहे हों तो ये उचित नहीं है।
All right. Thanks so much for speaking to Headlines today, Mr. Bajpai. This is the big story that we're tracking. A 17-member delegation of ministers and legislators from Uttar Pradesh travelling to Turkey, Greece, Netherlands, UK and the UAE, allegedly on a study tour. Some of the big names who have left for this on this trip are Azam Khan and Raja Bhaiya. Let's get a word from Shehzad Poonawala, political activist who's joining us on the phone line. Shehzad, you've been camping in Muzaffarnagar, also fasting outside the DM's office to protest against the forceful eviction of riot victims from relief camps. How do you react to something like this? 17-member delegation of legislators and ministers from UP heading out for a 20-day study tour to Turkey, Greece, Netherlands, UK and the UAE at this time.
What are they trying to study? Has Azam Khan gone to study the Muzaffarnagar district? Has he gone to the relief camps in Muzaffarnagar and Shamli? He is going on a study tour. He has not visited even once the relief camps which are in Muzaffarnagar and Shamli. This is the complete culture of insensitivity and arrogance of power that is being demonstrated by the UP government. They have been forcibly evicting all the victims from the relief camps. And today, I have got a reply from the district magistrate of Muzaffarnagar from after I filed a petition to National Commission for Minorities, where the DM Muzaffarnagar, in contravention to every independent news story that has been done, especially by Headlines today, says that not a single camp has been forcibly evicted. Then those people who left Loi camp and are living in slums of Neem Khedi, those people who are living on the Kabristan property in Sanjar, are they all lying? Are the visuals lying? And Azam Khan is going on a study tour to these countries. Does he not have any sense of magnanimity that he should be here with the victims of these riots? And the Samajwadi Party government has only been withdrawing cases against those Muslims who have been making anti-India and hate speeches. They appease those kinds of Muslims. The real Muslims who need their help have been left to the in lurch. So this is a complete insensitive government. It was demonstrated from the very day that Mulayam Singh Yadav said that these people are political activists. There are no victims in these camps. Thereafter, we saw statement after statement, whether it was the Principal Secretary Home, who said that no deaths have taken place because of the cold. People live in Siberia. It's one after the other. They have been just demonstrating this culture of insensitivity and this culture of arrogance of power that has taken over the Samajwadi Party government. They
Absolutely.
have no,
And you know, Shehzad, on one side we're seeing this alleged study tour where they're going on a paid holiday to 5 countries. On the other hand, there's nothing that's coming in the way of the Saifai Mahotsav. We believe that Bollywood celebrities will be flying in today.
You know, on just 20 minutes of firecrackers that were burst in Saifai, they spent 1 crore rupees. 1 crore rupees was spent on 20 minutes of tamasha, and the Muzaffarnagar riot victims, if they would have spent only half of that amount, in 50 lakh rupees, we could have got them rations for 3 months, we could have got them blankets across all the relief camps. What is the priority of the Akhilesh Yadav government? LET people are approaching these people in these camps. Instead of trying to find out who these LET people are, they target people like me who are taking relief material, and they get the local intelligence to call me up. Their priorities of the UP government are completely misplaced. They have more interest in building swimming pools in Saifai and holding carnivals in Saifai, while the people of Muzaffarnagar, while the riot victims of Muzaffarnagar are left in that sense on Bhagwan Bharose or Allah Bharose. This government has absolutely no sensitivity towards Muslims or towards the people who have been affected by the riots. They even removed a communal order saying that compensation will only go to Muslims. Why haven't Jats been affected? So on all angles, they are playing the communal card, and they are only trying to use the policy of appeasement.
Absolutely, completely insensitive government and its apathy being exposed here. Shehzad, thanks so much for speaking to Headlines today. Political reactions coming in from all quarters. Here's one from Ali Anwar of the JDU.